Hey guys, today's video isn't just another story. It's one that'll keep you up at night. Because what starts as an ordinary family trip turns into a chilling nightmare, a haunted train ride, and a night in an old American town that changed everything. The train had already left Chicago, heading toward Washington, D.C. But Ethan and his parents had no idea. They were about to make an unexpected stop in a town called Hollow Creek, a stop that would become the most terrifying chapter of their lives. Back then, Ethan was just 14 years old. He lived in Chicago with his parents, Melissa and Daniel, both originally from the East Coast. After getting married, they moved to the Midwest for work. Ethan had only been to D.C. once before, when he was 5. So this time his dad planned a surprise vacation. The whole family would travel by train from Chicago to D.C. Ethan was thrilled, his face pressed against the glass, watching the quiet towns and endless woods blur by. But what Ethan didn't know was that something sinister was already waiting for them. While the train sliced through the silent night, his mother Melissa drifted off beside him. And then, the dream came. She saw her younger son, Noah. But Melissa hadn't allowed herself to think about Noah in years. Those memories were buried deep. So why now? Her breath quickened. She jolted awake, heart racing. Daniel asked what was wrong, but Melissa said nothing. She just stared out the window, as if something out there was watching her. That's when the train slowed. They had reached Hollow Creek. Due to a sudden technical fault, all passengers were asked to deboard and spend the night in the town. It was almost midnight when Daniel found a small, eerie-looking motel near the station. He booked 2 rooms. Ethan and Melissa shared one. Daniel stayed in the other. But as soon as Ethan stepped into their room, a piercing headache hit him. Sharp, sudden, like an invisible blade behind his eyes. He didn't say anything, just assumed it was exhaustion and went to sleep. Melissa, however, couldn't rest. Her mind was spinning. Back to the memory of Noah. Years ago, Ethan was 5 and Noah had just turned 1. They had taken a similar train ride. That time, too, the route passed through this same region. During that journey, Daniel had nodded off while holding Noah in his lap. A sudden jolt woke him up, but his arms were empty. Panic. They searched the train frantically. And then, there, he was Noah sitting near the open door of the moving train. Before they could reach him, at another jolt, and Noah was gone, vanished into the night. Years had passed since that horrifying moment. Ethan had never been told. He had no memory of Noah. But that night, inside the motel room, something felt off. Melissa lay in bed, unable to sleep, when she felt movement beneath her. She froze. Her pulse stopped. The clock on the wall read 3:33 a.m. Suddenly, the room's temperature dropped. Outside, it was a warm southern night. Inside, ice cold. And then, a whisper. "Mom, turn around. I'm your Noah." The voice was faint, distant, haunting. It sounded like it came from right behind her. She remembered something when a spirit calls you from behind. Never turn around. The whispering continued. Then, silence. The cold vanished. The room felt normal again. Melissa slowly turned her head and saw no one, except Ethan. But something was horribly wrong. His mouth was slightly open, his eyes staring blankly at the ceiling. His skin was pale, and he was burning with fever. Melissa panicked. She placed cold compresses on his head. Nothing worked. She ran to get Daniel. When they returned, they stopped cold. Ethan was no longer on the bed. He was floating, eyes rolled back, body trembling. A giggle echoed through the room, the laugh of a small child. The lights flickered wildly. Even lamps that weren't plugged in sparked to life. Daniel screamed for help. The motel clerk rushed in, confused and terrified. And then, It all stopped. Ethan's body dropped to the bed with a heavy thud. The light steadied. The silence returned. What really happened that night? Was it Noah's spirit, reaching out from the other side? And if so, why now? Why here? Let us know in the comments if you want part 2 of this story. Because something tells me Noah's not done.